Say you want a more balanced life and want to improve various areas of your life without penalizing others. Imagine having a visual way to check your progress as you input your results every day. Well, this spreadsheet will help you do exactly that. You can list areas of your life you want to improve, and for each area you can pick an habit you want to implement. Then you can track these habits on the spreadsheet. You can change the habit for a life area if you want to add some variety. As we have associated a different color for each area, you can check as you progress which area is going great, and which might need more focus. Do you want to give it a try? Well, let's build this together. This spreadsheet is actually very simple.
Okay, so to start with, let's build a bit of a skeleton, if you like. So on the left-hand side, I have a bit of a wider cell here where I put start date and I put a yellowish field. So the yellow I choose is the first one from the accent 4, the gold one here. That's just to show this is a field that you can input data on. All the white, all the rest, the left is either not touched or it's either a formula that we will put. The life area or habit. So the reason why I have a life area or habit is I like the idea of having a balanced life. So if you have 8 areas of your life that you want to have, you can put the life area here. And then maybe every week or every 2 weeks, you can have a new habit under this life area. But you don't have to do this. You can just put 8 habits. And so this way you can keep track of it. Now on the right-hand side here, I have 56 cells here, a bit narrower, obviously, roughly 2 months. I have the date duplicated. We just have a grid here. So obviously the fields are yellowish because this is where we will input our progress. So that's it. Very basic, very simple. I'm not planning to do this part too beautiful or complicated because everything will be done in a chart. The chart will be really where we track visually our progress. So we started. So that's something that we put here. For instance, I put a date here. So now we can start using those fields here. So I just refer to the date at the top. I just refer to this date that we have input here. So there will be when we will start our challenges, if you like. So let me just put it a bit wider so you can see the date. And then for all the rest, I will just add 1 day to it. So I'll put this field +1. And then I will drag that along. So that will give me all the dates. But I don't want to show the date, the full date every time. I just want to show the day itself. So I'm just going to format, right click, format cells. And I'm going to do a custom format. And I will put just DD here. So that will give me day. And I will apply this format painter to everybody. And I probably need to have a little bit more width so they can all fit in. So now that I have done this, I would like to still give an indication of what months we are on. So what I do is I just merge 7 cells here. I just merge them. And here I refer to the first day here at the top. And here I do the same. But I just don't want to have the date like this. So what I do is I do the same trick. I do a format cells, custom. And here I just want to show the month. And I'm going to put the month on 3 M's like this. And I can do a format painter and format all the same. So this gives us an idea where we are. So, and now when we change this date, obviously 1st of Feb, and I will show you the 1st of Feb here. So if you're from the States, you might not be familiar with this format. So I can just put it in the format everybody understands. So now I've selected some life areas. And for each one, I will do something every day if I can. But you can also have the habits if you like. So now we need to tick those boxes. The way I like to do it is I'm going to a conditional formatting. I'm creating a new rule. And I choose cells that contain. And for the cell value, I just put cell value not equal to, and I put an equal here. It's not empty. Not equal to empty. So that means there is something in it. So now I need to do something about this, obviously. So what do? So I'm just going to pick a color I mean, here, this is not the coloring, is not really the purpose of this. I'm just going to choose maybe a blue to show a big contrast. Now, every time I put anything on this cell, with a blank or a 1 or a 2, or it will show this, this with a different color. But what I want to do as well is put the font on the same color, so it looks a bit neater. So I just go to the font, color, and I put the same one. And what I want to do also is I want to select the full grid. So I just go applies to, and then I put the full grid, and I select the full grid here. Now apply, and now it works everywhere, hopefully. So blank, 2, so that's it. Now I am going to create another grid. So to create that grid, I want to refer to the, actually I'm just gonna refer to the fields above. So I just start with the first one. I say equal to this one, because this is where I will be doing my calculation. And after I drag that down, so I've duplicated this here. Here I'm just going to put 0, so that will be a starting point, which is going to start counting how often we have met our goal, how often we have done this habit. Here I'm just going to create a grid. So here this is where I will put the formula of this. There will be only one formula. So here the formula will be, I'm just going to check if I have input something in the first row here, in the finances row. So if this field here is not empty, I will add 1 to the occurrence that I had before. Otherwise, I'm just going to put the same number that I had before. It will appear clearer when I put some habits here, when I do more ticks here. So for instance, here it stays at 1. But if I put another habit here, it jumps to 2. And then I put another one here. So it doesn't matter what the number that you put here, just as long as you tick something here, it would count as 1. And that's done already. So see, as soon as there is something, it puts a 1, and it keeps 1 to the end. So that's relatively simple. So I ticked more boxes here, so it's a bit more visual when we do the chart. Now let's do the chart. So the chart is actually relatively simple. I select all those fields here, all the habits here, and I click on the control key, and that's because these fields are not really next to the numbers. So while I still have the control key, I just select everything, including the 0, please. I select it all. And once this is done, I go to Insert. I go to the column or bar chart, and I select the second one here, which is a stacked column. Okay, so once we've done that, we more or less we have done that part. I still, you could be happy with this and stop everything here, but I think we can make it look a little bit better than this. And also, I want to show you a trick. Actually, I have a couple of tips to show you at the end, just to make it more interesting. So let's have a look. So first, what I want to do is I want to have a different background. Let's just put a different background. Chart design, format, shape fill, and here I put the accent 1, darker at 25%. And I right click on this, format data series, any series, and the gap width I just put only 50%, so they'll be a bit closer together. Now, while I'm at it, I'm just going to remove the grids. I just remove those grids, and make sure that you click on the grids so you can see those symbols here. Otherwise, you're going to remove the whole chart. And then you press delete. And this, if you want to keep the days, you can, but you can as easily remove them. I don't really want them. I'm just going to remove them. So click on them and remove them. And this is not very obvious yet, but if you put them in white, it will be a little bit more obvious. And then you can put this wherever you like. You can just drag it. You might prefer it to have it this way. because you start from 0, so you'll have some space here until you go crazy on your habits, and then you can put it bigger. But if you're like me and you don't really like those colors, I want to show you the colors that I am using in mine and also the border that I am using. So here, those are the colors that I am using for the chart. The way Microsoft works is you have some accent here. So for instance, I'm the theme colors here. And this is the accent 1, the accent 2, accent 3, 4, 5, and 6. And there's also some standard colors. So here for each category, I'm explaining what I've done. And then you can have a look at this and do the same. Now, there are just 2 that I've done myself, that I've just customized. This one, I go to the purple. And once you're on the purple, let me just reproduce that. Once you're on the purple, you click here and you just see more colors. And then you slide it down to a lighter purple. And here the same with the red. Here I've selected the red. You select the red first. And then you go into more colors and then you slide it down. You give it a lighter shade. So those are the 2 that are not standards. But all the rest have taken them from the standards. So this is it. So for each category now, I'm just going to put these colors here. So let's start with the first one. At the top, I just right-click for my data series. And I'm going to do 2 things. First, I'm going to do the fill. And I'm going to select, I have selected my pale purple here. And also, I'm going to put some white borders. So border, automatic. And I'm just going to put a white instead. And here, I could put 1. So that's it. So I've done it for 1. And then I will be doing this for all the others. Something that we could do, we could hide those numbers here. We could just hide this part here. But before you do this, please remember to do one thing. First of all, let me get rid of this chart title here. Right-click on the chart, select data, and go under this field here, hidden and empty cells, and show data in hidden rows and cells. So that is important in more ways than one, because let's say if you don't put this and you hide all those fields, then the chart will not show, which is okay, you could bring it back. But the problem is you will bring it back with the wrong colors, because now you spend a bit of time putting the colors. So it will be a shame to have all that work gone to pieces. So now you select those rows, you go into data, group, and now when you hide it, the chart stays. So to maintain this is quite easy. You can just, if you start again the challenge, you can just select all this and press the clear and delete this. So you remove all the data here and you can start from scratch. But I suggest you do, when you have a pristine one, you just duplicate before you do anything else. Move or copy, create a copy, and that you put it to the end. And then you have a second one. So this way you can say clear this one and start afresh for your next month. So that's it for a very simple habit tracking spreadsheet. If you have life areas here, you can say, oh, what am I doing in this part here? Personal development, I'm not doing anything here, but this one here seems to be doing okay. In a health and lifestyle, I seem to be doing okay. So that's it. Thanks for watching. There'll be plenty more of those, so I just keep creating them at the moment. Plenty of ideas. So if you're interested, you can subscribe.